I'm Luke Boyle. This is Mr. Webb. I'm here with the Director of Technology for our Chadds Ford School District, and I'm going to be asking him some interview questions today. First of all, where did you go to college, if you did go to college?
I did. So I had an interesting career. I didn't actually go to college till later in life. I went to Towson State University. I started there. And then I moved on to the University of Phoenix to then get my bachelor's in information technology.
Okay.
And then I recently am a grad of East Stroudsburg University, master's in instructional technology.
Okay.
So later in life for my college degrees.
Cool. What do you do for your job? But we already know. What does a normal day look like for you at your job? Do you spend most of your time on the computer fixing things or talking to people? Like, what do you do?
Yeah, so I talk to our administration quite a bit and my team members, which are equivalent to me in the director positions.
Okay.
I also work with my team, which is at the district office, as well as the techs at the other schools.
Okay.
I get an opportunity to work with students directly.
Cool.
As well, parents. I work with community members as well.
That's cool.
Definitely a eclectic work every day. It's always different. I do work on systems as well and computers and fix and chip in. So we make a lot of cool decisions based on what's in front of us with all different types of stakeholders. So we're trying to get the technology, as you may know, runs everything almost. So
Yes.
We're a part of many different projects for different teams.
That's awesome. All right. What kind of training did you need to become a director of technology?
So I started by getting certificates, Microsoft certifications, Linux certifications, Novell, which is an old technology. So that's how I started. I was really a lot of hands-on training, on-the-job training, had an opportunity in the early 2000s to really learn to be a manager. I had great mentors. And so that's always important, is to have a good mentor who usually are people above you that kind of lets you sit in on meetings and provide feedback. Those two things were humongous for me, was having that experience and having a mentor. And then college, of course, it allowed me to kind of refine my skills. And our district, we do Admire Leadership here. And so I got to learn a lot about leadership skills through Admire Leadership and other professional development opportunities. One thing I will say about school districts is there's more opportunities for professional development, we call it, for training, unlike corporate, which is where my background was as corporate. So I didn't have as many opportunities as in corporate as I do in education.
It's cool. Awesome. All right. What advice would you give to students who, let's see here, that want to work with technology someday?
Yeah, so some school districts do have different types of opportunities. We just started a student help desk at the high school. Okay. There's always opportunities to kind of hands-on. Robotics is a good thing for taking things apart. And really what you're looking for is those skills like algebra in a way. Like when you work on a computer problem, it's unique. And you kind of don't know why. You have two computers that just came out of a box. One doesn't work, one works. You have to kind of figure it out. So it's really that mindset of kind of figuring out how things operate and work. Really the forums, just learning online, a good amount of that work as well. Hands-on training, getting that job, getting your foot in the door. And that's where I began. I began as a help desk job, and I just was a sponge. I wanted to learn more. And I just took things on, took more responsibility to learn from others. That's where I began. What I highly recommend, taking those computer science courses as well, and any opportunity to join any kind of clubs or things like that to help your technology skills.
Good to know. What would be the biggest challenge you face in your job, maybe on a daily basis or something like that?
Yeah, so there's a lot of technology.
Yes.
We know that, like, think about one-to-one Chromebooks or one-to-one iPads at the elementary. So the challenge is educational technology applications that you may use, like all going through that work to be able to support our students and our teachers, and to really vet out the other parts of it, which is like privacy, student privacy, and where our data is going, vetting out these applications. that stuff has been a real challenge for us because we want to become more innovative as a district. And then sometimes we can't because of these applications that we may find that may not be secure. So the amount of technology and reliance on technology does create some challenges of time, trying to manage it all for our students, our staff, our parents, and things like that.
Well, good to know. Good to know. All right, what is one thing you wish all students knew about technology?
One thing. That's a tough question. Yeah, let's see. So I think students do a great job working. They're tech savvy or tech comfortable, I should say.
Yes.
I feel sometimes students aren't tech savvy, but tech comfortable. So you're very familiar and know how to work a computer.
Yeah.
And you know how to go to websites and things like that, but may accidentally click on something that is not so safe. Or not know what's safe, or not know that where the data is going, and just be very free to just join something for free, or open up an email, or provide your data.
Bad things can happen.
Exactly. So I feel like that tech comfortable was there, to where the savviness may not come into play without checking out, is this legitimate? Is a VPN safe? Is it not safe? Where's my data really going? So having the back end of understanding of maybe we need to understand kind of a little bit more about the security of computers. I think that is what I would love for students to learn before they leave Unionville Childs Ford School District, because our kids will become adults, right? And they'll be checking accounts and the opportunities to be hacked and all that good stuff. So I wish they'd be a little more tech savvy and tech comfortable. The tech savviness would be important.
Cool. How do you decide which computers or tablets or iPads or whatever we use in our school?
Yeah, so from a student's perspective, we do have a team of techs that help with those decisions. We do have staff members. We did initially in 2016, a long time ago, we decided on Chromebooks as a district. And so we started with a certain brand. And then we constantly look at that brand, right? Is Reliance are they
Reliable.
are they reliable? Are the parts inside affordable? Are they doing the needs that we are looking
Easy to
for?
be fixed.
Right.
Yeah.
So we've shifted vendors when it came to the Chromebook side. And then, like, for example, the elementary, we look at like iPads for our primary students. It's a better device for them. And for our staff, we've kind of rallied around MacBooks. That seems to be like a Swiss Army knife, I like to call it. And we are always looking at price. We're looking at what's available, parts, and how it works with our systems.
Cool. On a scale of 1 to 10, how hard was it to become a director of technology?
I became a director of technology in 2005, and I would have said it would have been a 10, really hard at first, really, really hard. And so, learning the ropes, learning how to deal with different types of people and learning how to kind of manage projects and people and other people's and departments' expectations. So it was really hard when I first started and had the opportunity to grow. And then when I became in education, right, changed the industry, at first, I would have said when I first went to a school district, wouldn't give it a 10. I felt really comfortable, but I would say it was up there like a 6 or 7 for sure.
Oh.
I was intimidated by Unionville when I got the Unionville job, a very high-performing district. And I'd say I felt the same way there. I'm always looking for better ways to be a leader or a director here. So I would say at first I was absolutely, what am I getting myself into? It was not easy, but I got a lot more comfortable with my leadership skill set. And it was more the education industry versus the corporate industry. So I'd say around that at 6, 7 when I first started.
All right. Why did you choose to become a director of technology?
Yeah. So as a kid, I worked on cars, worked with my uncles on vehicles. So I was able to tear things apart. So I loved it. So an opportunity, I worked in a mailroom of a company and it became a help desk person and absolutely loved at that point. Like, this is where I want to be. I want to be in technology. That was a long time ago. And then as I started growing, getting better at the work, I just said I would love to be a leader and kind of push, the projects and start leading those projects and leading people. I feel like I could do a pretty good job of that. At that point, I taught. When I graduated, I taught marching band, I taught baseball, softball, volleyball. So I was kind of a leader in a way by teaching kids at the time a different way. It's fun, had a lot to offer. So then as I moved up, I had opportunities to become a manager, and then I became a director. I absolutely love it. I love being in that position. I tried one time to kind of step back from it, and just didn't work out for me. I really liked being up there and kind of leading the direction of technology.
Good to know. Sometimes websites and apps are blocked on our devices. Why do you decide to block them?
Yes, so we do it based on category. So the category is inappropriate for, let's say, we have different parts of student ages. So 13 and under is one. A lot of things we look at for like child online protection is 13 and under. So a lot of websites say you have to be over 13 years old to use our product or use our site. So that's one area we block. Is one spot. And then we have 13 to 18. And then we have 18 and above. Yeah. And so we're really trying to protect the student. They do accidentally get blocked. If it's something that is deemed inappropriate, it may be miscategorized. And so we'll work and fix in there and make it work. But we have other things like, kids may get around it, like gaming sites and distractions in the classroom. So we're really trying to help the staff as well. They kind of keep us on track. Yeah. And so that's another reason we may block sites that, hey, this isn't necessarily a bad site, but it's blocked. Why is that? That's some things that we're doing as well as just protecting the students so they can use the device correctly. Do
you individually block the websites, or is it like, you have a robot that like just decides what to block? So
a robot or artificial intelligence, right? Yeah. We'll do a category, let's say gaming. Okay. So we'll block gaming. So anything categorized as gaming would get blocked, but we do individual ones as well. So we find maybe one that is appropriate category. Let's say it's just education and it's really not
abusing it.
Exactly. Yeah. So we end up blocking it. And then based on rules that we find, like you may know the recent elementary block was GimKit. Yeah, we recently did that based on what we were investigating and kind of what we saw going on. That's an individual site we would block for 13 and under.
Well, there's one more.
All right.
What was one video game you wish never existed?
One video game. Well, if I take it on one video game. So one video game that took up a lot of my time in my life was Space Invaders. And so that one, I actually got to flip the numbers on that. I played it so much as a kid. I would say it took a lot of my time up when I was a child with Space Invaders. So that would be the only reason, because it took some time away from my friends.
Well, that sounds cool. Well, thank you for coming here. And
Thank you, Luke.
Bye.
See ya.
See ya.